26th. That's next weekend, ain't it?
No.
Not this, but weekend after next.
Yeah. Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing show. And as you can see, I've got my two favorite guests over here with me tonight. Bill, good to have you back.
Always good to be here, son. I always enjoy being out here between you and Mike. I tell you that right now.
Well, not, buddy, as much as we enjoy having you. You don't believe that. I guarantee it. And as you know, Mike's here with us, and we got several things to talk about tonight, and but we don't have a whole lot of fishing film. I still haven't got all that film that I lost last week pulled up, and I'm gonna have to give it to somebody smarter than me, Mike, you and Bill. I mean, I've tried to.
Film, we just can't get it off.
That's right. Can't get it to play. I've tried the SIM card in the adapter and straight in the computer and everything. I've tried every trick I know, so I'm going to have to give it to somebody that knows what to do. Maybe they can get that film off of there. I hope so. I hate to lose it with Wesley and his good little friend there, Jackson, and they caught a lot of fish, a lot of little bass and stripers and stuff. And but anyway, we're going to move right along and try to get this thing going and have a decent show. Mike, he's been fishing a little bit, but Dylan, if you don't care, pull us that video up there at Anderson County Park that was shot yesterday afternoon.
You better say hello to Polly and Dad.
Well, yeah, I better do that too, Mike, for sure. I'd kind of skip that. I'm getting awful bad to forget
I asked
things.
Dad if he was going to be on the show tonight, and he said yes. And then I said, well, I'll be down to get you. And then he shook his head no. So
Yeah.
I don't think he can make up his mind.
Yeah. Well, let me get my pen here. I got to check off on this stuff.
Said, well, Steve will tell you hello anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, we'll say hello to him and Polly for sure. And Bill, I swear, I went to work yesterday morning and got to work, and I said, damn, I left my billfold and everything at the house. I'm glad I didn't get pulled over.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when I start forgetting my fishing stuff, Bill, I'm going to have to do something.
Yeah. You need to just lay it all down and go fishing.
That's right. That's exactly right. Man,
Is that right, Mike?
Shucks, I can't remember if I've ever run off and left my billfold and stuff at home
I know
before,
what you
you
mean,
know,
yeah.
and got all the way to work and didn't realize it. Anyway, you got too many things going on, and Dylan, whenever you get that video ready, all right, put it up there, and we'll do a little talking about that situation. Now, folks, this was shot at Anderson County Park, and see that boat trailer back in the background back there. Now you'll see he is backing through the water to get on the ramp, and Bill, Mike, and I done that back in the '80s. That's the last time I remember that water.
Yeah, I've seen it that high.
Yeah.
And maybe just a little bit higher.
I figured you had. Yeah.
But that's about as high as it's been in a long time. Yeah.
It is.
I tell you what, that's done though. I tell you what, them fish and groups has run in there to the bank.
Yeah.
For they can't stand that swift water out there. They got to get in there and get behind something. And the man ought to be able to catch a far out of it.
He ought to be able to.
Give them Ashland something to get around and keep them getting eat up too.
Yeah. You know, and amazingly, I've had several good fishing reports from up there last week and before this heavy rain came in, and the week before that.
Yeah.
They're catching walleye and catching a lot of small. One guy told me there. He bet, Tuesday night of 2 weeks ago, he said, I bet we caught 50 smallmouth and never had a keeper.
I mean, dang.
Yeah, just, he said, I caught 30 myself, and I know of them, so I guarantee you my buddy caught 20, but we never had a keeper. And then last week, they had 2 keepers and won their tournament that they was in, a little Wildcat tournament up there, but he said, I bet we caught 25 fish.
Yeah.
You know, Tuesday night a week ago.
Yeah.
So.
Well, The only thing that this might hurt, and I hope that all the smallmouth and the largemouth is already responded.
Yeah.
And if it has, the small fry has got a lot of places to hide.
Yeah.
And if it is, and everything works out, we ought to have a real spawn.
Yeah, I agree.
We ought to have a real spawn. So
yeah.
And that's all it takes to put the fish back in the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, a good hatching season.
That's right.
I mean, you know, you take the way we feel about Norris is there's plenty of fish up there, but there's not enough food for them to get very big or to reproduce real heavy because all their fry gets eat up.
Yeah.
I mean, you just think about it. They you know, when they get couple of inches long, they're bait for something else.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And so, especially when that something else can't find anything to eat. So,
I've been up there the last 2 weeks before the water came up here, and I tell you what, I just never found any of the LY that we really look for in the walleye fishing. I just not
found
had a lot of action out of the LY. I just haven't had, and that tells me something bad. They either not coming in on the bank yet, or there's not as many there as they ought to be.
Yeah.
I know, I'm not sure what, but anyway, I haven't had the LY action that I've had in the past to have a good night's fishing.
Yeah. Well, you know, everything's got to be pretty much in play. The water temperature can't be too hot and it can't be too cold.
Right.
And we had summer when we should have been having winter.
Winter, that's right.
And you know, so it's one of them years where everything's out of sync.
Well, just 10 days ago. Let's see. Today's Thursday. Well. A week ago last night, the water temperature was just 63.
Yeah.
That's a week ago last night.
Yeah. So you know, and that night Wesley and I were up there Thursday 2 weeks ago. It was 61 degrees.
Yeah.
So you know, that water temperature is the key to everything up there, and you know, it's either too cool or not cool enough.
Right.
Are not hot enough, but when it gets just right, them shadows they come in to spawn. That's what
a walleye fisherman is looking for.
Yeah, exactly right. And talked to a guy. I've stopped by Edgemore Outdoors this afternoon, and this guy was in there, and he was talking to Jim and I. And he said, "Well, there was me and Jim, and two customers, and Jim's helper there." In the store, and that guy said, "Don't tell nobody." And Jim said, "You don't tell." So he said, 2 or 3 customers and 2 or 3 of us. I said, "Hey," and I told that fellow, I said, "See that fellow right there? He can't keep a secret." So anyway, he was talking about them walleye, and they've been catching, 9, 11. I think he said one night they had 11. Last week they had 6 there one night.
Yeah.
And you and Mike Bowling caught 6 that night. You was up there.
We had 6 nice ones, 22, 23 inch.
Yeah, he said it was his brother that's been catching them, and said they've been doing good every trip pretty much. Yeah. And so here's the thing, I always thought we needed the moonlight to catch them, but
no, you don't need it.
Not anymore.
It don't matter whether it's dark moonlight.
Exactly right.
In fact, about it, I'd rather have a little darkness, really.
Yeah.
For that water's so clear.
I agree.
Fire and everything. Right now, with the moon shining bright and everything, I think it's a little bit too light.
Yeah. I think they go into hiding.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah,
I think they're a little deeper.
Yes, sir. I agree. That water, that clarity. Here's when you and I've done this, and me and Mike's done it. When you're fishing out in the moonlight and you're not getting a bite, go to the darkest place you can find.
Go to the dark side of the
bank,
bank, and you'll come up catching fish.
I guarantee it. That's exactly right. And then these times they'll be out there in that moonlight.
Yeah.
But I think later on in the year, July and on, probably
they're deeper. That being
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. You need to get on the dark side, and but that's kind of what's going on. But that clear water up there's something to deal with. And then right now we got the high water, which should be a plus.
Oh yeah.
Once it settles down, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'd say we got some different colors of water up there right now. We got muddy water, half muddy, and half clear. And,
yes, sir. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And it'll eventually mix. I've only seen that water muddy past .19 twice in my lifetime.
Yeah, I never seen it that far in my lifetime.
Yeah, it got
Once
down.
it gets down past .19, it don't take it long but to
clear up. But that's what I'm saying. And I've seen it there twice, and that's in my 40-some years of fooling around up there, and so it don't take it don't happen all the time.
No, it don't.
It sure don't. And then whenever we do get a heavy rain, it clears out before it ever gets that far down the lake.
Right. Yep,
it mixes and settles out. So, but a lot of things going on up there with Norris, and the Bill, we talked about something you and I did this afternoon. That dam that's right there in Mill Creek, is what's the elevation on it?
It's 1034.
1034.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was built there when they built the dam to keep that floodwater from coming all the way into Andersonville.
Right, that's exactly right.
Yeah, or not floodwater, but lake water.
The boys at Andersonville Dock told me just yesterday that the lake level that they figured was 1030. And that's about as high as, I've seen it 1027 several times.
Yeah.
But 1030, I've never seen it that way but one other time.
Yeah. Like I said, that video we seen there was as close as Mike and I seen it. That back in the 80s when we was going up there on Tuesday night to fish them tournaments and out of Rainbow there, and we had come a big heavy rain the weekend before and all this stuff, and we whipped in there, and there it was. We drove through the water to get to the boat ramp. Yeah. And so that's what made me think of that, seeing that video today. But anyway, heck, all fella can do is go out there and fish for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what makes it. That's what makes the world go around. Just get out there and fish for them.
That's right. But the high water. Shoot, I don't. Matter of fact, I love to see it in them trees and bushes, buddy.
Yeah,
sure do.
It protects the little fish and it protects the fry, and but really, I just tell you the honest truth. If everything works out like it's supposed to work, we'll have a good year.
Yeah.
It'll be a good year for the fish. It really will.
I think so too. And the thing that I was looking at, or what we're afraid of on Watts Bar, is some of them fish was on the bed down there.
Yeah.
And Mike, tell us about your experience down there the other day with that. What'd you go Tuesday? You went fishing Tuesday?
Yeah, to Wednesday.
Huh? Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay, yesterday. You was down there yesterday, and you said the water temperature was what?
62, 63 degrees, except there in the steam plant. I went back in there, and it was back to 75. But everywhere else I went down there, put in Ladd's Landing, went down, and then come back up and fished around, and back in some creeks and everything up there, and it was all down to 62, 63 degrees.
Yeah, well, it cooled off 10 degrees because the week before 10 to 12 degrees, it was in the 70s. Yeah. About anywhere, 72, 74 degrees, anywhere you want to go.
Before the rain, the water was probably 2 foot down, somewhere right in that area, and then it went 4 foot above normal pool, or 5, so, you're looking at a 5, 6 foot depth of water that come up on them fish, and you had fish in there that I seen spawning down there on Saturday when I took that was Easter weekend. We took the grandson down there, and I seen some fish in there on the nest and stuff, and they was in a 2 foot of water.
Yeah.
And then you put 6 foot of water on top of them, and it muddy.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. It's
Yeah.
going to have to clear up before they can do anything, or come
Right.
back down and make another nest. If they don't make another nest, they just going to have to sit there and wait or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be pretty rough on them.
Yeah. Well, you know, we talked about it there today. I'll mention this right quick, and then we'll get to the film. That water that's spilling out of North, instead of the 53-degree water coming out of the bottom of the dam, it ought to be in the 60s or.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It's whatever the lake temperature is.
Yes,
is
exactly.
what's gonna
It's come up
over the
day.
dam, over the floodgates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed with that.
The water
So,
that I was looking at was above the skimmer dock, so that was coming out of the
Emory.
Emory River, so that wasn't coming out of North, but it was like
Right.
I say, 62, 63 degrees.
but that's what I'm saying is you if that water coming out of North is 65 or 70-degree water, and that water down the river in the Milton Hill is going to be a little warmer than normal.
Yeah.
You know, and it may help the fishing down there, but now they got some heck of a current. And I don't know how they're getting rid of the water at Milton Hill, if it's through the generators or through the gates.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure either.
Floodgates.
A friend of mine was at my house today, and he said he lives on Milton Hill and has got a dock there and everything. He said that he had to work for one whole day, him and his daughter, to get it unplugged. He said there was trees
in
and
it, yeah.
and everything. He said they like to
Never.
never got everything. He said if he hadn't got it out, it was going to take his dock right with him.
Well, yeah, I'd say it because when I come across the bridge from Bull Run this evening, man, it looked like a river. I mean, it was coming.
Yeah, I watched it all the way from home.
Yeah, trash are coming down through there, muddy water. Yeah, they was running pretty heavy. So, you know, with the amount of water they're dumping on North, if they don't run Milton Hill, she's gonna be out in the woods for too long.
Right. Yeah.
So they gotta filter it on through. You know, it's all headed downstream. So, and we got a pretty good rain today.
Oh, this morning, but I went to the mailbox this morning at 5:30, and it just was sprinkling. And I read my paper and everything, looked out, and it was a pouring down the rain, son.
Yeah.
And it rained up to 11 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sure
sure
did. Yeah, buddy. It sure did. All right, Dylan, you ready? Okay, folks, we're going to go to what film we got, and let's hope it's about 20, 30 minutes worth, and Mike catching a bunch of them.
Yeah.
All right, take us to the film, Dylan.
Wednesday, I ain't had to work, so down here fishing, watch bar. Lake's going down a little bit. Slipped in there, caught one small one on a lizard, so we'll stay after them here and see if we can find some better fish. At least you got to strike pretty quick there. Remember the sponsors? Let's go fishing. There's another little. Oh. Little brush hog. It's a bite anyway. Get back at them, see if we can get another. Figured they might be up all the way back in that brush, but they don't seem to be. They seem to be back out here out where they was where the water shot up so quick. 4 or 5 foot deep. So keep flipping around here and see if we can find a few more. I hope it's something. I don't know what he is, but he's pretty dang big. Afraid it's a catfish. out my hand when he hit it. Big, whatever it is. folks, I guess you've seen what kind of predicament I was in there. Had that big catfish there, and he hooked into the carpet and had my finger hooked and everything else. Finally got a hold of a buddy of mine that happened to come on and had to get him in here to help me get loose from it. So I'm back in action, so I'm going to see if I can throw a little bit more here and see if I can find out what's going on. Hang with us and let's go fishing. Okay, folks, I'm going to call it an evening. Get on to the house. Ain't done much good. Had several small ones on. Seemed like they just hold on to the end of that thing. Jig and bite the tail off of it or something. Pull up a little bit. Had them almost to the dang boat. Come off. Undone, so I don't know. That water temperature out there was 62, 63 degrees. The other week it was 72 and 73. Things has changed quite a bit. It's up probably 4 or 5 foot from what it was the other week. It was down a couple of feet, now it's up a couple of feet. Fish hard to figure out right now. We have to move on down the lake, see what's going on. It's pretty tough. I've thrown a lot of different baits. Don't seem to be wanting any of them. We'll head on to the house and maybe we'll get a chance to come back this weekend or something. I know I'll probably end up working tomorrow. So. Anyway, tomorrow night will be the show. So we'll get after them up north or something here in a few days. Maybe these fish will get straightened out and this water clears up. So it goes back down. Anyway, get a chance. Try them out. That's all I know.
All right. Well, hey, folks, while you're watching that, Mike just enlightened me and Bill what was going on.
Yeah.
And he told me coming over here, I said, well, what about the film you got? Well, I don't know. He said, I don't know. He said, I was in an awful mess. I said, was you hung up? Or what, when you pitched that fit? He said, yeah, that and a little more. Well, now I know what it was,
yeah,
Bill.
He got that treble
hooked his hand, yeah, yeah, and it hung in the carpet too. So,
Yeah.
You know.
Fish, couldn't get to the trolling motor, couldn't get to the big motor. I was stuck right there.
But,
Still got the Band-Aid going up the hole.
Yeah, so, and Bill, what about the guy at Fontana?
Yeah, he had a big fish on it and got it in the boat, and he was trying to get the big musky jitterbug out of it, and that thing flopped, and that musky jitterbug had a set of treble hooks on each side and one in the back.
Yes, sir.
And that thing threw both them there treble hooks in his hands, and when we seen him the next morning, we didn't see him, we seen the boat, but we knew it was out there, so we decided to shoot or something must have happened. We went over and he was laying down in the bottom of the boat on top of that fish. And he had done smothered that fish to death to keep that fish from moving. He had both hands hooked and he was laying there with them hands down there and he was laying on top of that fish to keep that fish from moving.
Yeah. That's the trick to it right there. And we just discussed something else. Our Mike's side cutters to cut a hook with was in the box under the fish and him. He couldn't get to.
Couldn't get to nothing.
And the worst, you don't, I've had a couple of hooks in my hand, and the thing you don't want to do is turn that fish loose.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You can't. Whoa, Lordy, yeah, it's painful, but it ain't as bad as him flopping around on that hook in your hand.
That's right. With that hook in your hand.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm telling you. it's something else. But anyway, I've known several people that's had that happen. And Brad Lockett, one of them. Larry Hodge, another one. You know, you get a fish on and you're in the bottom of the boat and you got both hands hooked and you can't do a thing. I mean, but sit there. There ain't nothing you can do. Hope that thing dies pretty quick. That's exactly right. So, anyway, Mike, dadgummit, I'm glad you got out of that situation. And
you think so? Good buddy of mine that's in the operators local over there with us.
Yeah.
Come up on me there. Yeah.
I'm glad he showed up to help you. That's a fact. Well, the few bass you caught, water conditions, fill us in on what was going on Watch Bar there Wednesday.
Yeah, like I say, that water temperature dropping like that, and it seemed like colored water everywhere you went. Never did find anything really clearing up much. Just a light bit of clearing around the edge of the bank, but you know, I didn't see no minnows flipping, you know, raising cane or nothing. A lot of trash are floating and stuff. And trees, a lot of places, big trees out there floating and everything. But I had a lot of bumps, a lot of little fish on and start them into the boat and they just flip off. I don't know, they just seemed like they was pulling the tail off that little jig. I think I caught 2 on that rattle trap, but they wasn't, I think one maybe 8 inches long, the other about 10. Caught couple of small ones, I think on the brush hog, and one on a lizard.
Yeah.
And swapped colors and swapped jigs, black and blue, you know, several different jigs. But I don't know, it just seemed like there just wasn't no fish in the lake, which I know they're there.
Yeah.
That cooler water and it being muddy, you know, and being up so high, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I tried it out the deeper. I went, you know, sat out there and 12, 15 foot of water fishing on steep banks, shallow banks, and everything, and points and back of creeks.
TVA was talking about on the Watts Bar about the houseboats, or the boats. Period. You know, a lot of people built these here places where they can pull their boat right in and have it out of the way. And the water went so high down there, it went up, and they couldn't get their boat out, you know.
Yes.
They was trying to get something done about that.
Yeah.
I've seen that one other time myself down there.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times myself. You go down there and the water come up real quick, and their boat's under the dock, and you know, it's it's sitting there. It's either holding the boat down, or the roof's coming up on the dock.
That's
one of the two. It's, you know,
kind of like the snow did up there north when it sunk them docks and
that's right.
pushed them in. But,
so you know, we're kind of like that fella about the insurance. We've seen a thing or two.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
we sure have. I mean, you know, this water is something else, Bill. You can't control it. You can just kind of
go along with it.
Go along with it. That's exactly right. I think somebody's calling. Hello, caller.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, hello, Willie. How are you, man?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Buddy, doing good. Willie, hadn't talked to you in a few days. What's going on?
It's been a while. Hey, we got a meeting coming up at Spring City on the 3rd, talking about this grass and what they're going to try to develop down there at Spring City. And then we got one the first of the month. I don't know exactly the date. I'll have to find out at the Rockwood Community Center.
Okay.
And, that'll be the Environmental and Fishery Committee.
Okay. And this is all related to the East Tennessee. Well, this is Willie Word, the president of the East Tennessee Sportsman Association, and Willie and Bud and some of the members been staying up with what's going on Watch Bar with this grass situation. If you'll remember, we attended the meeting. What was it, back in February, Willie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went down the first meeting that we had, that you guys had the guy down there at the sportsman's meeting, This is just some follow-up that's happened. This thing just keeps developing, and Willie said he'd keep us informed. So you got a meeting in Spring City on the 3rd, Willie?
Right.
And
With
then,
the commissioners down there to talk about the grass and the development. They're going to try to improve the ramps and build a big parking area down there at Spring City. So they're meeting to talk about that.
Right.
And then this Rockwood Community Center, the Environmental and Fishery Committee, they're going to meet at the Rockwood Community Center the 1st of the month. I don't know exact date, but this is where the homeowners and the fishermen are trying to get together and find out what we're going to do about this grass. They're wanting it all gone, and we don't want it all gone.
Right. Well, listen. When you give me a shout back when you get that date set at the community center in Rockwood, will you? Call us and let us know.
Sure will.
Yeah. Call us over here and let us know. And hopefully we'll have another meeting before that takes place, and we can pass the word along to people that might want to attend that.
All right.
And,
now we'll have our regular meeting at Shawnee's at 7 o'clock, the second Tuesday of May.
Yeah, that's May the 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second Tuesday or May the 9th, you'll be at the Shawnee's there in Harriman, right?
Right. We've been having a good crowd. We've got the duck hunters joining with us, and some of the hunters. And last week we had brain dead, but anyway, he was over the seeing planting the fields at Chickamauga.
Yeah.
And Long Island, the sharecroppers.
Yeah, that's right.
He was there, and it was real interesting what he was telling us about.
That's for the duck hunters and what have you out there on those islands there. They're the game refuge, and they open it up to hunters and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a good deal.
And they're going to put more signs up because there was a lot of people got from outer state didn't know that the refuge down there at Hiawassee was off limits.
Right.
And a bunch of them got tickets, so we talked him into trying to get more signs put up. So he said he would try to do that.
Yeah.
On the lake where that people would know,
Right. Yeah, up to Tennessee, there's a refuge up there, and certain times of the year you're not allowed off the main channel.
Right.
As bad as I hate to say, but anyway, we'll move on. But Willie, it's good to hear from you. Glad you called in. Like I said, keep us posted, and so we can let people know in case they want to attend some of these meetings.
All righty.
And
well, we'd be glad to have anybody come that has an input or has a solution or wants to voice their opinion. We'd be more than glad to have them at our next meeting.
Well, it sounds good. What do you think about my old buddy sitting here?
Hey, Willie.
Well, I couldn't get you on, I don't know what's wrong with my computer. I tried to get you on there, but I can't get you.
Yeah.
Who's there?
Bill, Mike.
Oh, Bill.
Hey, son, how you doing, old buddy?
How you doing?
I'm trying to do good, Willie. I know old Bill done got old here, and he's been having a little back problem, knee problems, and everything. Just been about past going.
No, you're not getting old. You're just getting younger.
Yeah, that's right. Just getting better, Willie.
I told somebody the other day, I said, I'm not getting older. I'm fixing to go on my second childhood.
That's exactly right, old buddy. Yes, sir. Still getting to fish a little bit, Willie, but not as much as I have in the past.
I hear you. good to hear from you.
Always good to hear from you, Willie. Always, son. I've known you for a long time, and we've been friends for a long time, and always good to hear from you and talk with you.
Same here.
All right, Willie, appreciate it. Like I said, man, call us, let us know what's going on. We'll try to mention it on the show.
All right. Well, I was just looking, but the only one that I see is the May 3rd. But I know we've got another one at the Rockwood Community Center. So I was looking to see if I could find the date, but I don't see it on here. So I have to look again. So.
All right, and that one at May the 3rd. Now it's going to be in Dayton, right?
Spring City.
Spring City. Okay, my mistake.
Municipal building.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
It's 229 Front Street.
All right, 229.
6 p.m. May the 3rd. TV Aquatic Plant Medicine Program Director Ben Hardis.
Yeah.
He's going to be there.
Okay.
Brett
Hardis.
Hardis.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
He's going to be there.
Okay, well, he's the guy over that program for TVA, so he's about as high up as you can get in that. I know he's got a PhD and a HDD and whatever else he might have, but he's the guy in charge, so that's good.
Right.
Appreciate it, Willie.
All righty. Thank you.
All right, talk to you later, bud. See you, man.
Have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right. All righty. Good to hear from Willie.
Always good to hear about Willie, buddy.
Yeah, sure is. Now, that's what they had a meeting a few weeks ago, folks, and the grass situation on Watch Bar is, the fishermen love it because it's been
20 years?
Over 20 years since we've had grass on Watch Bar, Mike.
Yeah.
It's been in the mid-'80s.
Yep.
87, 88, somewhere along in there it was gone. And, fishing was just unreal.
It was. That's right. Some of the best fishing we ever had.
Exactly right. And we contribute that to the grass because it provides cover for the small fish, lets them get a little bigger to protect themselves, and it gives the forage fish a place to hide, and it was just good. We just loved it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And now it's coming back, and so these people that own docks around the lake, they don't like it around their dock, and they're wanting it sprayed. They're wanting it eradicated. And this Brett Hardis told us, he's said that you can't eradicate it all. It's a nature thing. It's going to be there when the conditions are right, and it's going to leave whenever they're not.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So they're trying to work together with the homeowners, and don't go out here and dump thousands of gallons of chemical in the water when 100 gallon would do it.
Yeah.
And or less. Is what we're saying, and so there's a lot of things going on with it. If you haven't been up to date on it, get with the commissioners in Roane County and Willie Word with the Sportsman Association, and get both sides of the story. And then, like I said, he's going to put you in touch with Brett Hardis, that is the program manager for TVA on aquatic vegetation.
Right.
And he's all over the Tennessee River system. That guy is. They go lakes and streams, from where we dump in Paducah, Kentucky, all the way to Douglas and Cherokee and up to Cumberland. Just wherever we got rivers in the state, that's what he's.
Well, some of the best fishing I ever done was in Watts Bar when we had the grass.
I agree.
I hope it does come back.
Yeah.
I don't want it to bother the homeowners and where they have their docks and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But just look at it like this. Hey, it's something that we don't. The only way you can control it is spray it. But what are you doing to your water?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
what did he say? 1962 when they had started having grass down there. That meeting, I think that's
may
what
have
he said.
been. I think it was Mike 60. I'd have to go back and find my notes on the meeting, but I think it was in that neighborhood when they had it. But now, folks, you know, it's like Bill said. You know, this water that comes through here goes on down to Chattanooga. Hey, it's somebody's drinking water.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, you know, you look at these water plants. Every one of them's on the side of the river somewhere.
Yep.
And so, you know, you got to kind of be careful what you put in up here because it might.
Hard to tell what it'll do on down the street.
That's right. And same way with people above us. You know, yeah, all of our water plants, most of them, you know, they get their water. You go right there in Anderson County Park and look across the lake, and you'll see that pipe going to La Follette.
That's right. That's exactly right. Pumping it right out
Pumping it right out in North Lake. And I mean, you know, they treat it and this, that, and the other, but still, yet we don't.
Whether you can get all of it out or not.
Well, we want to just be careful with what we put in our water, as far as chemicals and toxins and all this kind of stuff. But that's just something else to think about. You know, when you go to dumping stuff in the water, when you pour it in there, you got no control over where it goes.
Right, that's exactly right.
That's just the way it is.
A lot of you dang stuff you throw out on the ground to fertilize your grass and your crops and everything else, and goes in the water.
Well, it does, Mike. The runoff from the garden.
According to what they was talking about, the biggest thing in the water now is coming from people themselves where they're taking this medicine.
Yeah.
And all this medicine is not diluting and going away like you'd think it would.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can talk about that forever and ever, but yeah, you're right about that. Anyway, we'll get moving right along. Mike, I'm glad you didn't have to go to the doctor to get the hook out. I know it ripped your finger up pretty bad.
Yeah,
but,
he about a half-inch gap there in there where that hook went in and then went up through there on the bone. Yeah,
we're going to give a lessons learned here in just a minute. Hello, caller.
Yeah, this is T.D.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
I'm finally glad that Uncle Mike knows how it feels when a bass eats a bigger bass than he can eat.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah. Well, he knows what it feels like to be hooked anyway, don't he?
Well, he knows what it's like, but he doesn't know what it's like to hope that it's going to die in his mouth and leave him alone.
That's true. That's true, man. I'm glad he got some help out there. That'd been a bad situation.
Yeah, I sort of wondered there what he's giving that arm out there for. I thought he was looking for the end of the line or something.
Yeah, he's motioning for help. Somebody.
Yeah, that terrible situation. He sort of up the river without that paddle.
That's right, bud. You got
You're right there.
you too know paddle.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Uncle Bill there.
Yes, sir. We are too, buddy.
Yeah, he might ought to learn to part his hair a little higher up.
Yeah, he's doing good. We're glad to have him back. He's been several weeks since he's been down.
Well, now he lives in Clinton, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, how come he ain't down there trout fishing?
I live right there pretty close to the Clinton Sun and never done no trout fishing. I've been running these dadgum largemouth and smallmouth for the last 80-some years, and I just never had time to do any other.
Don't have time while she's doing the laundry?
I don't know. We
got I'm there underneath the bridge here at just past the post office.
Yeah.
There's a catcher in there, you know.
Yeah. Right. Bill doesn't live far from there, but he's like us. We're hooked on them largemouth and smallmouth, I reckon.
I know. It's sort of brain locked, sort of like somebody I live with.
Yeah.
appreciate you. Good to hear from you. We'll take this other call. Hello, caller.
Hey.
Hey.
I come in a little bit late on the show. I wanted to ask Mike if he thinks the early crappie season's over and if they've done spawned out.
I don't think so. Before this rain hit, everybody that I talked to was catching all kinds of crappie. Walking the banks and in the boats too. Catching them anywhere from foot deep. Tony, called in last week, said he's still catching some out there 25, 30 foot deep. So.
Yeah.
You know,
I've talked to Mike Jolly, TWRJ.
I've heard all my life.
And they seem to think that it might have spawned early simply because of the warm temperatures and the water temperature.
Some of them may have, but then there's a lot of them that they said they was cleaning and still had the eggs in them and ain't even went in yet.
Yeah.
These dogwoods has been in full bloom, you know, and they say when they're in full bloom, well, that's the best crappie fishing you ever had.
Well, they all relate. Our vegetation relates to the temperature, just like the water and the fish.
Yeah.
So, but now you know, I talked to a guy 2 weeks ago, and he was catching them standing on the bank, and he said they were in there bedding, and I, you know, when you're catching them females, you catch a female and them eggs is running out, and you catch the males, and you know, and they're discharging too. They're in there for a reason, and so there you go. Now whether they've all done that already, I'd be afraid to say.
Well, maybe if this high water, you know, gets back to normal and the temperatures the next week or so, it may help a lot.
Well, I agree. I agree with you. Definitely fact. I think it's going. You know, once this water goes down, settles down, you know, the fish they do the changing. What it is we don't change with them. We're still trying to catch them where we caught them 2 weeks ago. You know, and they may be back in the wood line, or they may be back out. You know, and we just got to have, I guess, and it's hard to do for me. I want to catch them the way I want to catch them instead of the way you need to fish for them.
Yeah, you've got to do the way they.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when I don't catch them, that's because it's me. It's not because of the fish. It's because I won't change with them, you know.
Do we have some updates on the boat ramps earlier y'all talked about where they're going to replace some of the docks and everything?
They're supposed to do 7 locations on Watch Bar. I've got the map and stuff right here. We talked about several months ago that they're supposed to do some repair work and put Little Emery's one of them, and 5, 6 more places down the river there is where all this is supposed to take place.
Doing one there.
Do you know if they've done any of them at all?
I don't know that they have, but
nope, ain't bothered none of them yet.
Well, you know, we definitely, for a fact, they hadn't done anything. Bell Cove's supposed to get some work. Blue Springs is supposed to get some work. Hogback Ridge, KOA, the old KOA boat ramp, you know where that was at?
Right.
Little Emery, New Hope, Shady Grove, Sugar Tree, and Winston Chapel. And which we know Bell Cove where it's at. It's up to Tennessee and on the left there, and just on and on. You know, those places that I named. It's exhibit map for Watch Bar Reservoir, TWRA boat ramps, Roane County. This is what they used to make the determination of where they're going to do the work at.
Well, I'll try to, before the next show next week, I'll try to check on Little Emery. That's one of them I was concerned about.
Yeah.
Put in a lot of people fishing out there.
They do, including us. They haven't done anything there. As a matter of fact, Mike's trying to gather up enough stuff to build a dock out there ourselves so we can get to our boats. So anyway, but we'll, I'll try to find out some more about that here before the next show.
Right. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening.
Hey, you too, buddy. Good to hear from you. Hello, caller.
What's up, Steve?
Hey, Tony, what's up, man?
Not much. I ain't been fishing since the 15th of April. There when we caught all those others. I ain't been since then.
Well, how you living with yourself?
It's been rough.
I mean,
I'm working too much.
what? Yeah, I mean, dadgum, buddy. You know, fishing's an addictive habit.
I know it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do it without going through some kind of withdrawals and then some kind of medical attention or something. But
I have a lake behind my house this week down here.
Well, have you been down there fishing any?
No, it wasn't up the carp in there.
Well, I hear you.
Figured the stripe would be running there behind his back porch.
Yeah, the stripes ought to be right there. Sure will. Well, we showed that nice picture you had there last week, Tony, of finally got it up on the screen, and them 20-some crappie you had. And,
They were nice ones.
They were nice ones, Bill. They sure was. I mean,
We had 16 for it.
Was it 16?
16. We had one weighed 3, one weighed 214. And then we had about 7 more, about 2 pounds, and the rest of them just keepers.
Well, you heard the gentleman called there ahead of you there. He was talking about the crappie spawning, and those fish you're catching out there deep, you any signs of them spawning to you? I mean, what's the deal there?
The biggest one we caught had no eggs, but about all the rest of them were full of eggs.
Is that right?
And them fishing about 25 foot deep sweet fish.
Yeah, well.
That's about where it's catching all of them right there. As soon as you drop it, about the first crank will be over there.
Huh. Well, I don't know, what to think about that. We're always thinking that fish have to be shallow to spawn, but undoubtedly not. If they're going to spawn out there that deep, or are they going to come in when the water warms up?
Yeah, they'll move on in.
I don't know how that's going to work out. I wished I was a biologist to know, but.
Well, I'll let you go because I know your time's about up, brother.
Oh, shucks, Ford, time is up. Folks, remember our sponsors. How much time we got, Dylan? See you, Tony. All right, bye. How much? 30 seconds. Oh, man. Well, we got to wait. Folks, remember our sponsors. Every one of them, you've seen them on the screen. Reynolds Racing, Edgemore, and the Tennessee tent and detailing shop down there, the bank, Reynolds Racing, Marine, Tim's Tires. Can't thank them enough. Listen, we're about out of time. Special thing, the meeting I got tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. You folks that's been listening to that, don't forget it, at the Activities Building, Kellytown Church.
Get back.
Got to be there. And you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of a secretive meeting. I can't say what the topic's going to be, but do be there.
Yeah.
All right. God bless you all. See you next week.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Done good, boys. Done good. Mike, kind of. I thought you got hung up and dropped the real rod. Yeah, you was hung up all right, but I thought you had your bait hung up.
Well, it was hung up. It hung up in the carpet and hung up me.
Hung up in the carpet and you would.
Everything hung up.
Yeah, bud.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, I hope I didn't do no cussing on there. I couldn't remember.
Shoot. Yeah. Dad